Free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerican.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day, the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. Generally, he's mad about Packer fans about something, but I don't think so today. I think he is going to be so happy, wants to congratulate everybody in Green Bay for the phenomenal performance at the draft. But that's just a guess. Let's find out the reality of how Gary Ellerson feels about Packer fans given the performance at the historic draft last week.
Homer.
Yes.
I just want to understand, are you okay? Your voice don't sound good.
No, my voice is a little different. I have a cough. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm fine, but it does sound different.
Yeah, it does sound a little different. Are you okay?
I'm fine, yeah.
Yeah? Did you go to the hospital?
No, I don't need to go anywhere.
Are you one of those guys who are
I'm not.
sick, but you don't go get checked out?
No, I'll go get checked out. I'm not. Because you got to have something to get checked out. I will grant you during COVID, I did not get checked out.
You did not?
No, I wasn't going to be.
What?
I wasn't going to test positive for COVID because I didn't think it was serious enough to justify that. So I just, whatever I got, I lived with it and never tested. Can't test positive for COVID if you don't get tested. Is that true, Pebble? Can you check that on the internet?
It's 100% true.
100%. You can't get a divorce if you don't get married, and you can't get COVID if you don't ever get tested. I got tested early in the process, and I missed a Marquette game because of it. And then I said, this ain't happening again.
Because
my wife had a tougher condition, so she was worried about me getting COVID. I was 28-0 taking COVID tests, the ones at home. So one Sunday morning, I go like this. She goes, "Oh, that cough doesn't sound good." One cough.
That's a COVID cough. That's a COVID cough.
I don't know what and I said, fine, I'll take it. I'm 28-0. Tested positive. Missed the game.
So my COVID story is, of course, most people know that I have rheumatoid arthritis and I'm diabetic. And so
now, hold on. I believe that's diabetic 2, or is it diabetic 1?
1, yeah.
Wow, and that came late in your life. You did not play sports.
Late in my life.
Yeah.
No, with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Isn't that crazy?
No.
So I had it all along and never knew that I had it, right?
Well,
those kind of deals.
I guess, yes.
It was in my system. Well, anyway, so I got sick and I came down with COVID. Now, I did not know, because I had a temperature maybe one day, Homer, of 101. And that was it. And the next day I was fine, right?
Yeah.
But what tipped me off is that my diabetes numbers, blood sugar numbers, were off the hook. And my rheumatoid arthritis, the medication that I was taking, didn't work anymore. So I could barely move. I could barely walk.
Yeah, you got issues. You got to take care of COVID.
But I wasn't sick, though. I didn't have the sniffles. I didn't have a real temperature. I didn't have any of that stuff. But my preconditions that I had made it worse. It wasn't that crazy.
It is crazy, but I'm just telling you this. I would have told you go see a doctor, you go see anything. You don't know how the connections are going to, or what's going to happen because of that, because you have existing conditions. Did you actually go see a doctor?
Yeah, so I went to see my doctor, Dr. Mako, and he goes, we gotta figure this out because your numbers are all crazy, blah blah
yes.
blah. I need for you to go over to this clinic, go in the back door, and because you qualify for
Because
this,
you're black, they made you go in the back door because you're black. That's the
they
50s.
They were only accepting guys that had the COVID. You could go in this back
I got
door.
it. Okay, so I was wrong. It had nothing to do with the color.
No, you had a special entrance for people who had COVID. So I had to go in this back door, and they gave me, because I qualified then because I had pre-existing stuff, I qualified for that Trump cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
So they take me in the back door, and they give me an IV, and I was in the hospital for, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 hours.
And
then I got out of the hospital the next day. All my numbers start regulating, but then I had to find a new arthritis medication because the one I was taking stopped working, and they couldn't get it rebooted, so I had to do something else.
But
so it did affect people in different ways.
Yeah, but the story is that it all worked out well for you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I could have did what you did, is just say I'm not going.
Well, if I would have had conditions like you, I never would have done that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I couldn't do that.
No, you couldn't. No, that was the issue with my wife, and she had to be the same way.
Really?
Yeah, and so she was testing all the time and was worried, understandably so, because if she had gotten COVID, she would have immediately had to go into the hospital. So that's why it's a different. For some people, it was terrible and very scary. For other people, like me, it really wasn't. All right.
Yeah.
Are you?
Let's get to it.
Are you proud of Green Bay and the way the world will always remember the draft in Green Bay?
Here's what I understand. Here's what I'm most proud of. Over 600,000 people there for the 3 days, from what I understand, Homer.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And from what they're telling me, there was only one arrest.
Yeah. That means there couldn't have been many Bears. Couldn't have been many Bears fans there.
Well, no, there were. That's what I'm most proud of. I mean, you think about the draft. It's not just Packer fans, right? It's 32 teams. 31 other teams that are descending on Green Bay and Lambeau and, Oshkosh, Appleton, Fox Valley and all that are ascending on Green Bay, and you only get one arrest out of 600,000 people. To me, I think that is absolutely incredible.
You know what they did, Gary?
Brown Cow and everybody did their jobs. Yeah.
You know what they did? Yeah. They earned the right to be considered for a future draft. Now, I didn't say they're going to get one, but they earned the right to be considered in the future and possibly get it.
Yeah. And so, of course, I was there and I did my show here on ESPN with Melvin Gordon and James White over at the house over there. And the way they had it home, everybody was spread out. So you really wasn't on top of each other. I mean, it was just amazing how they had the traffic. There was no traffic. And unlike, here's what I would say, unlike a Packer game where everybody is coming up on Sunday that morning, you get traffic. Where here it was like a 3-day event. I think everybody was kind of spread out when they came. I mean, like I came up on a Wednesday, Jen and I, and there was no traffic. So I think people came up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the traffic was all spread out. And the people, they had so much activity, so many things for people to do that they weren't on top of each other. And then on top of that, the Packers then had the thought of mind, if we get an overflow outside, we're going to open up Lambeau Field.
Yep.
And the overflow of people got a chance to go into Lambeau Field and watch the draft up on those big screen TVs they got in there, the Jumbotrons. It was amazing.
The only negative thing would be that there weren't enough toilets, porta potties, and I don't understand that because if I'm ever involved in, like, how many do you think we need? Double it. What? What do you mean double it? Yeah. Double it. I want everybody to say, because I have never been to an event. Gary, have you ever been to an event where you said too many porta potties?
Never.
Never.
Never. That's true.
Yep.
And now I did not hear that. So there were lines at the porta potty.
Oh, my God. So Thursday, early on, everything was great. There were maybe one or two people. Then Thursday around draft, or somebody that's there can tell you, there were 30 people waiting in line in each porta potty. But,
yeah, I did not hear that.
But again, it was an A+.
Yeah, it was. It really was. They did Mark Murphy and his staff, his crew. I mean, they did a magnificent job. Brown County, Oneida. I mean, the surrounding, everybody did just a great job.
I did have one other complaint. The bikes they used with the commissioner were not the bikes that are the historic bikes for when kids' bikes are used by athletes. Come on. Get the real little kids' bikes, and too small, and you got to be. It's tough to. That was.
Well, I mean, it was more of a.
Yeah,
just
I know. You looked at those bikes and said, "I never got a bike like that." There's no bike.
Well, you know what? You know what? So it's funny that you mentioned that. I don't know if you remember this guy, Daryl Jones. DJ Jones played defensive back for the Packers. Went to University of Georgia. He was actually one of my hosts when I got recruited by Georgia. I was on their show. They have a radio show down in Columbus, Georgia, and I was on his show. And so the people from Georgia thought, and my friend, you mentioned that the bikes, they thought it was a great thing that they rode out on bikes.
Yeah.
But they don't know it how we know it. They just only know it that the players rode bicycles down to the practice field, right? But people on the outside looking in knew that they rode bikes. They just thought it was a great gesture that they even had a bike to simulate what it was all about. I'm just giving you another perspective.
No, that's good, and I'm still giving them an A+. I wish I could have been there for your show because I would like to have told them how good you were, because I know you didn't. Melvin Gordon and James White. Yeah, James White probably. He may have the greatest Super Bowl.
I opened it up and told them. I said, okay, I was recruited by Georgia, Florida, Miami, Florida State, right, Auburn, Alabama, Southern Cal, Michigan, Wisconsin, and then they all had to tell who they were recruited by. Nothing like that.
I know.
And then that's when they knew. How the hell you came to Wisconsin? They gave me the side eye.
Did you tell them? No.
No.
All right. Okay. You don't have to tell them. But I would have told them because I would have.
Right. Melvin Gordon goes, the only team that really recruited me was Iowa. And I was going to go to Iowa.
Wow. Did he say why he didn't?
Yeah, he told the story. I think then Wisconsin came in on him late. And they wanted him to play defensive back, and he didn't want to play DB, and Wisconsin gave him a shot at running back. That's why he chose Wisconsin.
That's like Ron Dane, because they said he'd be the tailback, not the fullback.
Yeah.
I would also like you, I don't know if you told them, not only were you recruited by all those schools, please tell the word that Vince Dooley, I don't know if he's still alive, till the day he died, had only one word for you, Gary Ellison. And I believe he uttered it the first time the day you signed with Wisconsin. And if he's still alive, I'm gonna get him on the show so he can use that word. Would you like to tell? Because if you told Melvin,
what was the word?
Starts with a T.
What was that?
TR. Traitor. Yeah, tell him. Tell everybody. That's how big a deal you were. They called you traitor when you decided to go to Wisconsin. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, come on. Nobody was leaving the South coming to the North back then, early 80s.
But Wisconsin started it. There was that. You weren't the only one from Georgia. Larry Emery was from Georgia. There were probably, exactly. And they were on the players. Go ahead.
This guy by the name of Chucky Davis.
Yes, another running back.
He was from Macon, I believe.
But there were other position players. Wasn't just running backs. Yeah. Anyway.
Larry Spurlin was from my hometown, from Albany.
Yes.
Georgia. That went to
the success that Dave McClain had at Wisconsin was to a major degree the result of the addition of Georgia players to the Badgers.
Is it Jim Posey? Is that his name?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Just did an article on my draft class out of Wisconsin.
Yep.
I believe there were 11 guys got drafted.
3 first-round picks, right?
Yeah, 3 first-round picks. He just did a huge article, I believe in the Madison newspaper, on my draft class. It was 40 years that all those guys got drafted in the draft. So
they were going to have me do the story, but they decided not. You know why?
Why?
Because my story would have been, why the hell were you guys better?
Right? He kind of said that a little bit. He goes, I don't, because I don't know if he knew that before he did the article. Yes. As he got deep into it, and then all of a sudden, everybody knew about the 3 first-rounders, right? But then you start getting to like Scott Burgle, who went to Tulsa West, 2nd round, and you get to like Jeff Dellenbach.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at the year and see who I can blame. Because somebody didn't. You were good.
We didn't reach our full potential. No, you're right about that.
All right, and that'll be for me at some later date. Check to see if Vince Dooley's still alive. He can't be. He was old back then. Because if he's alive, he's coming on this show. Because I guarantee you.
He passed away in 2022.
I blew it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
All right, we'll see if we got an assistant or somebody from that coaching staff that's still around.
No, and the guy that recruited me, I forget his name, that he went on to Florida State. He actually killed himself, committed suicide.
Wow.
Actually, he coached Leroy Butler at Florida State.
Then probably Terrell Buckley, because T-Buck was right after that. Yeah. And, next time I see T-Buck, I donated some money to his football team, Mississippi Valley State.
Who?
I did.
Did you really?
Yes. Homer's the NIL bag man.
I'm the NIL. I asked him. I know. I asked him, how much does it cost to get a punter? I thought that was the lowest player on the team, right?
Who'd you ask that to?
Terrell. But then he's not supposed to know. Well, he was on the show a couple weeks ago. I
didn't know that.
Off the air, I asked him, how much do you need for a punter? And
what did he say?
He didn't. He just laughed. He said, "Here, this is where you send it to." And I did. I'm going to a game. But anyway, the coaches are not supposed to know, and they certainly can't say. But what do you think? What do you guys think it costs for a punter at Mississippi Valley State? What do you say, Pebble?
Let's see. I say 10,000.
Well, I didn't pay for the punter.
That. Homer sent in the money. So
I don't know what it was, but I'm telling you this: if a guy wants $10,000 to be the punter at Mississippi Valley State, I'm finding another guy. I'm paying my damn punter $10,000.
Mississippi Valley State, you probably need like a couple $100.
That was kind of my thought. I thought the punter would be the lowest, or the long snapper. The long snapper has to do with the field goals too. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we'll get to the Packer draft and.
Let's do that.
Yes. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound on 4394, still dealing with a crash off on the right shoulder, just north of Holt Avenue, so watch out for that. We've also got some delays with an accident southbound 43, right about at North Avenue. The right lane is still blocked with this, so you're going to have to shift over to the 2 left lanes there. It is still very heavy from Silver Spring all the way down to North Avenue. Northbound's backed up from just past the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. And then on 894 southbound, they're still dealing with the crash there, heading into the Hale interchange on the left shoulder. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a slight chance of showers, a low of 39. Tomorrow, a slight chance of showers early. An afternoon sunshine, a high of 49 at the lake, 56 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let Carbless ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and of course, all the good vibes. From fruity flavors to refreshing fizz, Carbless stands out in a sea of same-old seltzers. See what flavors fit your summer. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and enter to win a flawless summer prize pack today.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SAND25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAND25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SAND25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. You can go to YouTube. Some guy complaining on YouTube. I don't mind complaints, but they got to be legitimate complaints. These guys aren't even talking about anything. Just a bunch of random guy yapping. To which I said, what are you talking about? The greatness of Gary Ellerson, that is not gum yapping. If you were any good, you would have a question and not a complaint. Well, nothing yet. Your state, your teams, your ESPN, the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app, a customizable homepage. Easier and quicker live listening, your shows at the touch of a fingertip. Used to be WisconsinOnDemand.com, now better. ESPN Wisconsin app available on Apple and Android app stores. Your state, your teams, your ESPN, your Gary Ellerson. I just added that. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. Yeah, come on, Tony. I can take the heat.
Come on, Tony.
I've said this before, and I stand by it. And I've said it whenever I've taught, from tennis to religion to anything. Kids sit down, I go, you don't got a question. Right now, you don't care. That's fine, but then you just don't care. Because if you care, you'll have a question. How do I hit a better forehand? I want to beat this guy. Whatever you have, same thing about, and then after a while, I'd open class up and go, and some people would have questions, which means they had to give it some thought to care enough to come up with something, and they're usually pretty good. So, Mr. Tony, loser. Actually, I wouldn't normally say that, but that's what Tony Smith would say. What did were you aware of what Tony Smith said to all the people who don't want Giannis to leave? What was it again?
What do you say? Who cares? Shut up or something like that?
Yeah. Get over it. Shut up.
I just talked to Tony last night on the phone.
Yeah. He's tough on people on the internet. He doesn't mess around.
No, that dude is tough on people on Facebook, man.
You know what he loves to say, his favorite? Yo, mama.
Bro.
So I was arguing with somebody. I said, what should I do? He said, when you're really mad, I just go with yo mama. Okay, no, I can't. Yeah, I can't do that.
Don't do it.
All right, let's get to the draft.
Yes.
Wherever you want to start, whatever you want to say, whatever stands out to you.
Well, you know what? I'm going to just tell you what player stands out to me.
All right.
Is the Savion Williams kid. That kid, just figure out how to get him the football. Don't make it complicated, Matt LaFleur. Don't make him read defenses. Don't make it complicated.
Get him. Am I correct to say get him in open space? Right?
Get him the ball.
Right,
just
but
figure it out.
Don't you try to get him in open space? Like no one can be. Go ahead.
So many times coaches ruin kids by trying to be the smartest guy in the room. This guy, you just need to get him the ball. Figure it out. Don't make it complicated. Run a little curl. Hand it off. Just get him the ball. This guy is 6'4", runs a 4.40. Got right now speed. Probably a great 50-50 ball catcher. This does not have to be rocket science. He can return punts.
Former quarterback.
He's a
by
quarterback.
The way,
he's a running back.
All right, now we get to the big question. How many touches? How many touches do you want him to have every game? How many touches? Gary Ellison says.
Let me just finish this real quick.
All right.
A lot of people compare him to is that Cordero Patterson. And
yes, he was a great kick returner.
No.
Cordell Patterson.
He is Deebo Samuels, but bigger, faster, stronger.
What?
Yes. Yeah, he's Deebo Samuels, but bigger, faster, and stronger. That's who he is.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How the hell did you come to that?
He's Deebo Samuels.
I know.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
So he's a Pro Bowl player.
Yes. That's what I see.
All right.
That's what I see with a naked eye.
Okay,
now,
explain.
Granted, it was at TCU.
Right.
I don't care, but
explain when you say what I saw. Explain what you saw that makes you say that.
Well, because he does so many different things, and his speed. He's got the burst. He's got the size. He's got the speed. I mean, he's got everything that you could ever want. Now, he played at TCU, so they're going to talk about the competition and all that. I don't care. Get him the ball. Don't make it difficult. If you're going to make him your gadget guy, jet sweep, fine. He can do all that kind of stuff. If you want to do the tush push, whatever they call it, direct snap to him, do. If you're goal line short yardage, you want to throw it up to him, let him go get the ball. If he's the third tight end, then you got Tucker Kraft, you got Luke Musgrave. He's your third guy, and your third guy could be your move guy. So now I want him isolated on a linebacker. There's so many ways that you can use this guy that he can have an advantage on the offense.
Just so you know, Deebo Samuel, third year in the league. First team All-Pro. That's not Pro Bowl crap. First team All-Pro means you're.
I feel like this guy's that good.
Wow, third year in the league, 77 catches, 1,405 yards, 8 touchdowns.
If you don't pull a hamstring, because everybody gets a hamstring pull when they go to Green Bay. If you don't pull a hamstring, this guy's that good. He's that good, Homer.
That he's the best pick. Freak. He's the best pick in the draft.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
I mean, he would be the best pick in the draft if he was the first round pick.
Go watch his tape. Go watch his tape.
No, I trust you. I don't have to. I got other stuff to do.
They say he dropped some balls.
Yeah.
Which, what I'm saying,
he fumbles a little bit.
Get him in space, though.
All right.
You don't have to. If you're throwing 10-yard, 5-yard passes, just get him in some open space. He can play. He can play the X. He can play the Y. He can play the Z. Get him the ball, Homer. This ain't rocket
not
science.
everybody doesn't know what the hell that means. X, Y, and Z. Well, you can explain that next show.
On the out, he can play on the outside.
What is that?
That would be the X.
The X is the widest.
Yeah, the widest of the wide. And he can play the Z, which is on the inside, which is your slot guy. He can play on the inside. Y is the tight end. And he can be your move guy. He can do all that. Incredible. I can't wait. Now, the Matthew
Hold
Golden
on.
pick,
I need to interrupt you for a second because I want to give you a chance. There's nothing else that will occur on this show tonight that will be anywhere close to your comment that Williams is better than Deebo Samuel. That's what you said. Isn't that Pebble? Isn't that what he said?
He said he's a bigger, stronger, faster version of
I
Deebo
will
Samuel.
let you back off and say, Homer, he's Deebo Samuel. I mean, to say he's better than that, you really want to go there, or you just want to say?
Yeah, well, when I say better than, and I know you media guys, y'all look at it different than what we look at it.
Hold on, I need to interrupt again. You are a media guy. You're a media guy more than I am. You have a weekly show on Spectrum.
When I say better than, here's what I mean by better than.
Okay.
Better than is that he's bigger, faster, stronger. Better than. That's what I mean by better.
Because that stuff doesn't mean anything unless, as you stated, it translates to his ability as a player. There have been people that have those skills over Samuel, but aren't as good a player as he is.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Correct.
So I'm just going to say Gary Ellison made it clear. They just drafted Deebo Samuel in the 3rd round, and he actually has some athletic skills that might be better than Deebo Samuel.
Man, boy, you're smart.
Nobody's going to remember that part.
You're smart.
I don't know.
No one's going to remember that. Because that's not what get headlines. What get headlines is what you just said. That's what gets the headlines.
Yes, and
Gary Ellison said
the Packers in the 3rd round drafted Deebo Samuel. Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying from an athletic standpoint. Pebble, do you get this? Let me ask Pebble. Pebble, you get what I'm saying?
100%, Gary. Yeah, he's a bigger, stronger, faster version of Deebo Samuel. He's got those better characteristics.
But is he going to be a better player because of that?
Well, obviously he's going to be a better player because of it.
I don't know. No, you don't know that. Those are just physical traits.
Yeah, we don't know.
So you want to still hold on to he'll be better than Deebo Samuel. All right.
Well, he should be. He should.
If given the opportunity to do so.
You can't screw that up.
You got to put him in the right position.
That's like, I'm not saying he's the equal because he certainly isn't, but that's like saying you could screw up James Lofton. You can't screw up James Lofton. It just can't happen.
Yeah, you could. You could.
No.
Home team. So my first year.
Hold on, we'll take a break. We'll take a break. Yeah. This is a great tease. Any story.
It's a great story.
Yes, James Lofton, one of the greatest wide receivers in the history of the NFL. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, the delays are continuing on southbound 43 from before Hampton all the way down towards North Avenue. There was an accident there that has been moved out of the way. However, there's debris and a barrel stuck left in the right lane. So that's going to be slowing you down. Northbound, we got backups out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Also, more southbound delays right through the Marquette onto the high-rise bridge. Northbound on 4394, we have just north of Howard Avenue, the right shoulder blocked with a crash there. Eastbound 94, backups from Calhoun to Moreland, and then from 92nd Street to Hawley Road. Westbound's nice and clear all the way through into Waukesha County. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies with slight chance of showers, a low of 39. Tomorrow, a slight chance for showers early, then afternoon sunshine, a high of 49 at the lake, 56 inland. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey, Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at 90s 2K Cafe Milwaukee, Champs Lake Geneva, McGillicuddy's Milwaukee, Kelly's Bleachers Wind Lake, and Magoo's on the Mound Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Saving money on your outdoor project now at Menards. We have everything you need to keep your outdoor power equipment running smooth so you can keep that lawn in tip-top shape or enjoy some time on your boat. Right now, all FVP lawn and garden and marine batteries are on sale. Check out our entire selection of FVP batteries today and view our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
Catch all the action this weekend at Franklin Field as the Milwaukee Panthers baseball team takes on Northern Kentucky in a 3-game series. Friday, the Panthers honor former head coach Scott Duffek in a pregame ceremony. First pitch is at 5 p.m. Then on Saturday, MKE welcomes back former players on Alumni Day. Game time is set for 3. The series concludes with Bark in the Park on Sunday with a 1 p.m. first pitch. Tickets for Milwaukee Panthers baseball are $7. Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
No one works with a partner better than Gary Ellerson. Then we'll get to James Lofton.
We'll talk about good friends over at the Jury Center. Guys, they've got to be your first stop. Like, they're my first stop, last stop, middle stop, all kinds of stops. I said, Dean, you know what? I think I'm going to get married. But I need a diamond engagement ring. But I need one that's going to look, it's going to pop. And I trust my good friend Dean Murray and all the people that he has on his staff. Now, they don't work for Dean. They work with Dean. I know a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying, but they work with them. They work with them to give you the best possible deal on that diamond engagement ring or anything else that you would like to purchase. So, Dean helped me figure it out, went through my options, found a diamond ring that I absolutely love, proposed to my girl Jennifer in Cabo. Cabo doesn't come complete with a diamond ring. You got to purchase a Cabo trip separate from the diamond ring. But the selection at the Jury Center is by far the best there is. Go check my good friends out today at the Jury Center. Their team of experts will help take your ideas from a dream to a reality. Learn more about their engagement ring selection or any other services at shoptjc.com or stop in today at any of their 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, and Burlington, Wisconsin.
We have more on YouTube response as far as the draft. They all seem to be guys of high character. Hope they're successful in the NFL.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, it goes without saying.
Does it? I'm not a high character guy.
Yeah, you are.
No,
you are.
There's a certain It's just like, let me just tell you how it's very similar to this. It's just like when you marry someone, people talk about how pretty he or she is. And I've said the key is not how pretty you are. You can only be so ugly. Everybody has a standard that's just total. So there's a standard of character that I will not go below. But I make sure on my team I have the leaders are character, and they will set the standard in the locker room. I don't need all of them to be the character of the leaders. I need my leaders to be of high character. What do you think of my theory?
Yeah, you're great. On point.
All right, let's get to James Lofton. Sometimes when you answer like that, I always think, nah, Gary just wants to get on to his story, but that's all right.
No point.
All right, James Lofton. And I claim some players are so good, I don't give a damn who the coach is. You can't screw it up.
Set it up. My first year there, we were on a Bob Snelker, right?
Sure.
Bob wants to throw. I mean, we were running 25-yard outs.
Everything is deep with Snelker, right? Vertical guy.
Deep.
Yes.
Yeah, we're vertical. We're up the field. I mean, if you remember Al Davis and them Jokers Raiders back in the day, we're running 25 yards out. I mean, everything's deep. Everything's down the field, right? I mean, bombs everywhere, just letting it roll, right? My second year, we get rid of Bob, and they go with George Sefcik, and they brought in the offense that Forrest Gregg had when he was at Cincinnati. Who's the Cincinnati quarterback? It was pretty good.
Ken Anderson.
Ken Anderson. So they brought in what they call the option game. And now the option game predicated on running all these underneath routes. Now our routes were like 10 yards, maybe 15 at most, right?
They were not. They were the exact opposite. They were not vertical at all.
Yeah. No, they're not vertical. So now James had all this great speed, just incredible down the field, reverses, I mean, all these kind of stuff. Now he's got to run all these 10-yard curls. You got to run these 10 yards ins and just 10 yards outs and maybe a 15-yard, but they're all short routes and they're all over the middle. You're right, Homer. It didn't matter. Didn't matter. He was still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. But I can see him. I can see him going up to Snelker and saying, you know, don't get me killed.
No, he went up to Forrest and said, "What are we doing?
Right.
What offense are we running? What is this? I'm getting killed." But he did it. He did it. And a lot of people say, "Well, then who do you?" And a lot of people haven't seen him play. And a lot of people say, "Well, who do he remind you of?" And I tell people this: if you're, hadn't never seen him play, I say this: I say,
Jerry Rice.
If you've seen Randy Moss,
yeah,
and if you've seen Terrell Owens, that's James Lofton. He's both of those guys.
Yeah, no, he's fast, and Randy Moss is fast. No, but he was I mean, he was a close to world class long jumper.
Right,
at
but
Stanford.
you couldn't press him. You couldn't press him because he was stronger than you thought he was.
Right, stronger from the waist up. He had the skinniest legs.
Skinniest legs.
And it looked like a heavyweight boxer from the waist up.
His upper body strength was very deceiving. Now, he wasn't Sterling Sharp. Sterling Sharp is a bull. I mean, that's
his whole body is a bull.
Yeah. But James was one of those guys where you really couldn't press him, and then you had to try to play. Yeah, you're right. Your analogy is right. Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler, didn't matter what offense he was in. You saw it.
But just want to let you know, no one's going to remember that. Pebble, what did you put up as the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question?
I put up today on our Discount Liquor Twitter poll question on the Homer Hour, at the Homer Hour on Twitter, at the ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter. So I'm bringing it up right here on the old tweet deck here.
We got time. I got it on.
Gary Ellerson says that Packers' third-round pick Savion Williams will be a better player than Deebo Samuel. Agree or disagree? Right now, 68% disagree with Gary, 32% agree.
That's what I'd expect.
And then Ross chimes in and says, "This is crazy. How could anyone think this?"
Tell him, Gary. Tell him.
Well, he needs to listen to the show.
No. No, I'll explain
Tune
it.
in.
I'll explain it.
He has the attributes of everything that Deebo Samuels has, but his measurables are better.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe Pebble can look it up, but Deebo runs for about a 4.5.
Yes, I think the 4. Williams definitely has a better 4. But
Deebo at the 2019 Combine ran a 4.48 second 40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I want to emphasize, because I hear this all the time, you just say that to get clickbait or whatever that is. No.
Yeah, well, no,
when you say that, that tells me you don't even know who the hell I am. You can disagree and say, Homer, you're just wrong, which is fine. That's different than
that's fine.
You're just making that crap up. That's what irritates me the most. I mean, maybe that the people know that, so they say that. Say I'm wrong. Yeah. Tell me why you think I'm wrong. Fine.
Right.
You're making crap up. Well, I think I tried to defend my position, as I have about Giannis. But all right, so in the draft, you might have a follow-up, but the number one, if in the third round, I don't know, when was Deebo Samuel drafted? What was he? You got to look like them. With the 87th pick in the third round, if you draft a wide receiver who is as good as Deebo Samuel, it will be tough to have a selection better than that.
Yeah, Deebo was second round, 36th overall.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, there you go. 10 picks later. The Anthony Belton kid.
I got a question on him. Is he too big to be a left tackle?
Yeah. They gotta, in my opinion. I mean, because I think what he's going to find out is the speed rushers are going to be faster than what he thinks, than he knows.
So then it becomes a guard.
Right now, or right tackle.
Or right tackle, yeah.
Or guard. Yeah. But right now, I think maybe you're going to have to work on his feet a little bit more to get him out on the left side. But listen, the Packers cover themselves. I don't necessarily don't like the pick, because you've got to figure out what you're going to do with Walker and what you're going to do with Zach Tom. Both these guys are up for contracts next year.
Zach Walker's gone after this year unless it's a really good deal, and Zach Tom they're going to give the world to. I wanted to ask you, could he be big enough to play both guard and tackle? Could he? You ever going to have a guy who just plays both positions because he's so big?
Well, I had a guy back at Muskego High School. We ran the wing T, and whenever I wanted to run to one side, I put him at guard and I put him at tackle. Well, I don't think we do that in the professional level, but great thought.
Good.
Yeah. His name was Tank Johnson. Tank Johnson, he could run a hell of a tackle trap, a hell of a pulling guard, and we would move him all over the line. And wherever they knew Tank was coming, we go on the Tank side. He's going to be at guard.
Did he play in college?
Well, that's the wing T. No, he did not play in college, but he was a real good high school player.
Good feet?
Really good.
Or not?
Yes. Big Tank, yes. Tank was before his time.
Isn't it amazing guys that big? Some of them just have great feet. You don't think they've ever seen them. They've never seen their feet, but man, they can quick steps. All right.
Yeah.
Gary Ellerson. Yes. We're just here for the backup because the starter is, with the third round, pick number 87, the Green Bay Packers selected a wide receiver better than Deebo Samuel, says Gary Ellerson. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
The people there made it a really great trip. The people in Green Bay were really nice, like literally driving ESPN people around themselves.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
The Pancake Palace in Green Bay was outstanding. So really nice trip.
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone. There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. And Discount Liquor is here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we've been your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. This baseball season, make plans to stop by Discount Liquor, because when the division rivals from Chicago visit, the more booze, the better. With a selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor has got you covered. We are your one-stop shop this baseball season. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine.
Discount Liquor.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so that you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
We're just here for the backup quarterback because Gary Ellison has already stated something that will be talked about for a long time. And since it was asked on YouTube, how could you say that? And you said it, I would emphasize, rather easily. Something about Savion Williams really, really, really caught your attention.
Well, it was really about the size, speed combination, and really of all the positions that he played in college. And, you know, everybody's got to get in the right system in order for them to be as good as they're going to be. And I think the system that they have in Green Bay with Matt LaFleur will exploit his talents.
Now, I'd be shocked if LaFleur can't figure out a way to get the best out of him.
Just give him the ball.
Now, the potential for a story as big as this, Pebble, what do you have?
Yeah, so Josina Anderson, senior NFL insider, tweeted out probably a couple hours ago about Jaire Alexander and the Packers. said that she tweets, I'm told there's already an understanding in place between the Packers and quarterback Jaire Alexander to come to an agreement on his roster and contract situation first prior to an arrival for the team's offseason program. Alexander is currently not in attendance for the Packers in-person workouts per Matt LaFleur. He reportedly participated in remote sessions last week. The Packers have had exploratory trade talks with other clubs involving Alexander, and I guess releasing him is also an option, according to Josine Anderson as well. So
what exactly did she say that's different from Rob Demoski? Is it like these are all options, or they're trying to come to some agreement which would then allow them to explore keeping him or trading?
Well, Rob didn't say that they've come to an agreement on anything.
Oh, okay.
That's just that they were possibly, the door was maybe open for them for Jaire Alexander to come back.
But coming to an agreement, am I right, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to play for the Packers.
He's going to stay, but an agreement could be they're going to release him, they're going to trade him.
Gary Ellison, would you like to add anything to that story?
Yeah, maybe they're working on restructuring his contract. I think that's what they're looking at.
I said I'm happy to have him back, even if he only plays half the games.
Well, yeah, because
and Jason Wilde didn't like that.
Well, you're a better team with it than you are without him. And I have no idea what's going on. The Packers are dragging us out.
I can tell you what it is. I can tell you what it is.
You go ahead.
No, they're mad, and they don't think that he's played when he's been healthy enough to play. And they're not sure they want to risk it and have him back. Because then we expect him to play, but then he can't play, and that's it. So
yeah, but why won't you just cut him then?
That's what I ask you. Why would you?
Why are we dragging? Well, so that means to me
maybe Xavier McKinney likes him. Maybe the defensive coordinator likes him.
They're trying to restructure his contract. That's what it feels like.
Or make him look as good as possible to get more in a trade.
Here's what you didn't do. You didn't get a corner back very high in the draft.
Yeah, free agent, but all right.
You're keeping it, dude. Thanks for having me on today, Homer. I appreciate it.
Say it again. Savion Williams as good, maybe even better than Deebo Samuel. Right?
Go ahead.
No, it doesn't matter. If I say it, they'll just say I'm old man, lost it. You say it. You played at Wisconsin. You played for the Packers. Deebo's Savion Williams compared to Deebo Samuel, Gary Ellison. Take it away.
Has the ability, has all the measurables to be just as good as Deebo Samuel.
And you will be disappointed if he isn't.
Well, I'm never disappointed because you never know how it's going to work out. Don't put me on that.
Well, okay, I won't. So how should I put it?
No, yeah. Don't worry about it. I put it to where I want to put it. You try to put words in my mouth like I won't be disappointed. I'm never disappointed.
Gary Ellison,
you never know what these dudes are going to do.
I put it where I want to put it. We'll leave
where you want to put it.
ESPN National next.
Southbound on 41, still a pretty hefty ride coming in from just before Appleton Avenue.